Greetings, Dennis Daniels here. This is Visual Studio Code. We are running the latest version as of last week. This is April 2022, version 1.66. Okay, so what do we have? We have an import CSV to SQL, and you see I've got all of this code right here. Here is the phrasal verb DB, which is the output. Here is the source file, which is a CSV. Now, this little video is to demonstrate to you the importance of clean data, because I'm going to, well, let's go ahead and show you that first that this database works. I click over here and let's open it up. There we go. So I'm using SQLite Viewer, I think is what it's called. And you see I have 4 rows of data already installed, or 4 rows of data in my in my file. Now, when we go back to this, you see all of these. This is all clean, even with these quotation marks, which are not around all the other ones. Control Z is going to show you that I have a lot more of these files. And if I go up, and this is going to take a couple of seconds, because the key commands for page up and shift in Visual Studio Code do not seem to work for me. Maybe it's clearly it's a user error. But I haven't quite figured out why it doesn't work. Why am I showing you all this? Because this is where the importance of clean data shows its ugly head. Now, I'm going to presume that all of these are good. So I'm going to delete this. Control S. And now I'm going back to my Python. And before you say, oh, you have to delete your database, yes, I know I have to delete the database. This is Database Development 101. Whenever you're playing with the database, you want to make sure it's deleted first in SQL. And it is. So Control F5 to run. And now it says that only 1 record was inserted. So that really makes me wonder if my print statement is correct. See row count. That can't be right unless it is right, in which case let's go take a look at our database. There it is. And I click on SQLite verbal, and you see that we have 23 inserted. Now, what that tells me is that my CSV up to the 23rd line, or the 24th line right there, is good. Now, I'm going back to my CSV. Let's close this. Let's open this. I'm going to close these because it's just too much information. And you remember I stopped at agree with. Now, agree with doesn't have a value. So if I delete all of this other stuff, I'm sorry for this. Oh, I'm sorry. But I believe this will prove the point that you need to have clean data before you begin your imports into your SQL, or at least tell SQL what to do if one of the fields is empty, because I suspect what's going to happen, I'm going to get a new error. I'm going to get an error because line 25, agree with, doesn't have a value. So if we call this a key value pair, here's the key, agree with, and the value is empty. Now save this, go back here, Control F5 to run it, and I should get an error. And I didn't. Oh my gosh. Now I'm really confused. Right there, it worked. So I have another error that I have to sort out, which is Control Z. Show you the error, and you tell me first off, what an idiot I am, and second, how to fix it. Control. Now I'm going to go back to my Python. Control F5 to run it, and right there, I got a char map in 3190 on line 23. So that tells me somewhere in my code or in my CSV file, there is something that it doesn't like in position 3190. So this is a quick lesson on the value of clean data. Now, there's probably an application or an extension that will tell me where char number 3190 is. I don't know how to do that just yet, but this is a lesson on on the importance of clean data when you're importing into an SQL file. Thank you for watching, and happy computing.